4 out of 10 grandparents in Cascade County are raising their grandchildren 24/7, and we rank 9th in the nation.
I guess when I found out Lauren had become sexually active, so...
How'd you find out?
Huh?
How did you
I
find
overheard a conversation. So then I talked to him about, you know what happens. I said that you become legally responsible. And I said, well, I'm only 14. And I said, well, 14 or not, it can mess up the rest of your life. You will be paying child support for that child as soon as you become of age. And went through all the rigmarole. I went down to family planning and got condoms and gave them to him. I told every one of them, I said, and like my daughter, my oldest daughter, I told her, and my other daughter, both my daughters, and I will tell Shailene when she gets that age, I will tell her the same thing. I won't ask you any questions. I'll give you my little spiel why you should wait, but I won't ask any questions. I just want to know. I want you to be able to come and say to me, I think I might be coming. I think something could happen, and I will say, well, let's go get some birth control. And I said, I won't judge you, and I won't yell at you, I won't do anything, because it won't do any good to do that stuff. And we will just go get protection for you, and to make sure you don't have any kids.
And did they come to you?
Oh, yeah. My oldest daughter came to me, I took her down, and I went and got her condoms. Don't know if she ever used them, but I got her condoms, and she went on the pill. I don't think any of my kids have had an unplanned pregnancy. Mainly because I would go down. They wouldn't go get them. The boys wouldn't go get the condoms, but I'd go get them for them. Just because I didn't want any unexpected stuff happening in our house.
So you said age 14 is when you started talking to them about it.
Well, he'd been doing it sooner than that, but that's when I found out.
Yeah. And you've started talking to the 12-year-old already a little bit. So what has made you kind of change your direction of I guess the age difference?
There was
Lauren, my oldest.
Okay.
Because I found out when he became sexually active.
And so now you know that you got to start a little earlier?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does he understand what they're for and what would happen to his life if anybody got pregnant and how his life would change completely? And you don't have to worry about that. I'm not that old yet.
Got it.
So,
is he pretty open with you about stuff?
about as open as a boy will get.
12.
Look what you watch on TV. Look what you watch at the movies. Look at the bulletin boards going down 10th. Look at the commercials. We watched a commercial last night on a mechanic. This girl was a mechanic, and she was in short shorts where it was up her hind. So, what are we teaching? Everything about our life is sex. Period. And then they wonder why girls get pregnant, why boys treat girls the way they do. Why not? Why girls, my 12-year-old right now, this is why we're getting the conversation, he has 10 girls calling him. And do their parents put limits on the phones? Why, no, we give them a cell phone so at 1 o'clock in the morning they can wake you up trying to get a hold of him. I mean, parents have no idea what their kids are doing. And the few do, but the majority could care less because they're out of their hair. And that's how I feel.
I've already started talking to my 2 8-year-olds. I'm not going to know.
They're 8?
Yeah. And I think my own kids were about that age too. Because we started talking, like, anytime there was an article in the paper about a young girl having a baby, or anytime we heard about a young girl having a baby, or anytime it came up, like sex education at school, we talked about it. Usually, we talked about it when we were washing dishes, after supper. That's because I'd wash the dishes and my daughter would dry them, and or they took turns. And so I had opportunity to talk to them all the time, and we just visited about things at school, visited about the friends, visited about this, visited about that, and then if we're talking about babies, and that came up, and so we talk about that, and we talk about birth control, and we talk about sexually transmitted diseases, and we talk about that you can have a lot of friends, both boys and girls, without having boyfriends, and you can be part of the group, and they're all friends, and so you don't have to get singled out with one person, and you
Are
know,
they pretty
just
open with you?
very, yeah, both of my girls, and I was really fortunate that they did wait till they're 17, 18 to tell me that they wanted family planning, and
It's still pretty young.
well, it's better than 13.
Yeah, it's much better.
You know, you know, it's not permission for them to go and have sex, but at least if they do, they're not going to have the babies that go with it, you know. Her,
Who is this? Whose mother is this?
this is our one that we're adopting, Brooke. Her mother's mother wanted really hard to be a grandma. So she enlisted the aid of this soul fart who got the daughter pregnant at age 13. And then she had, now the mom is 28. She's had 7 children. They've all been adopted out just because she doesn't know how to take care of them. Brooke, I said, you know, I really think that your mom loves you a lot, but you know, she's just not old enough to take care of you. You know, she just doesn't know how to do it. And I said, you know, she was only 13 when Justin was born, and she didn't know anything about babies. She was still a kid herself. And so as the time goes by, I'll be talking to her a lot about that. You know, your mom loves you, but she just wasn't old enough to take care of you. And one time when she was visiting her mom, she came home and said to me, guess what, Grandma? I get to have a baby when I'm 16. And I went, well, you know, at first I went, ah! I didn't, though. But anyway, I said, oh, Brooke, I said, in our family, what we do, we go to school, then we go to high school, and then we go to college. Then we get a job. Then we find a husband. Then we can have as many babies as we want. So I figured, you know, she's only 8. So if I reiterate that, all of her life is basically like a brainwashing. You know, changing her total concept on babies and motherhood.